We're picking up on Vincenzo Nibali now, who is slowly but surely dragging out a minute advantage on Chris Horner, the red jersey, who started 2 minutes behind him. The battle for the next race lead is most certainly on here. Advantage Nibali, but Valverde seems to be recovering well from his flat tyre in the opening kilometres of the race, and he's crossing swords now with Nicolas Roche as well. 6 kilometres to go for Valverde. Now Basso arriving, slipped away a little bit once he crossed over the mountain, aiming at the 12th place finish at the moment and descending down quickly. 13th now. Cancellara still the best time and unlikely to lose this stage now. Ivan Basso though hits the line, 15th best time, but remember there are still 6 riders to finish, so he could be 21st best time by the end of the day. Ivan Basso, former winner of the Giro d'Italia. The long exposed roads here, parched and being beaten by a warm sun today as well, 29 degrees Celsius. As we see the flying figure of Nicolas Roche down there. Looks good, and the Times are saying he's having a fabulous ride.
He's certainly giving it everything now. You can see sitting almost right on the end of the saddle, mouth open. Not got a bad time trial position, so now he's doing a real performance today.
And what a day to choose, Graham. You're in the lead in the King of the Mountains. He's trying to maintain a strike of the final red jersey in Madrid, which is just over a week away, week and a half. As we go back up to Alejandro Valverde, Roche started 2 minutes behind Valverde, so he will know that he's rivaling Valverde. They're a second apart at the last time check. That's all.
Well, next in at the finish is a man we've not heard of for a while. Daniel Moreno. Be interested to see just how far back he is.
Yes, because he's sort of gone off our radar today. Our cameras left him alone when he didn't chip in with the best times at the checks. Gone down to Vincenzo Nibali, who's looking at the moment to be the best of the favourites here on the time trial today. Just waiting to get Nibali on the way. Chris Horner, they're all through the 26-kilometre check now. Nibali sits 4th behind Cancellara, Pozzovivo and Tony Martin, which would mean that he's most likely to be the next red jersey, as Chris Horner is dropping away here, best part of a minute slower than Vincenzo Nibali. Almost what he predicted the other day that he would lose, in fact. So Nibali racing for red. Valverde and Roche racing to be his nearest challengers by the end of this day, as they were at the start of it.
Now just looking through the gaps at 26 kilometres. Moreno was almost 3 minutes down on Cancellara, so going to be losing at least a couple of minutes probably to most of the other potential rivals. Rodriguez was round about where Basso is, just a few seconds slower than Basso at the 26-kilometre point, so he's not doing too badly.
Well, still a chance to fight back. Remember, we still have a very, very mountainous Vuelta a España this year. Now we go and see the arrival of Dani Moreno, 26th place. And you're right, he's conceding over 3 minutes here, near a 4, as he races up towards the line. The man in the points jersey, a competition he'll continue to lead. He concedes exactly 4 minutes here on the line. 29th place for Dani Moreno. So there's only 5 riders left to finish this race right now, and they will decide the red jersey for tomorrow and the podium towards Madrid. Chris Horner, the last man, but looks to be slipping away. Could find himself perhaps in 4th place tonight overall. Fabian Cancellara, this is the situation at the finish line. Martin Pozzovivo is home. Sam Sanchez in 7th place there. There will be a change in that order, but I think they'll all be lining up behind Cancellara. Here's Rodriguez now challenging 16th place. Makes this corner. A little bit of a speed wobble on. Every second counts for this man because he wants to win the Vuelta a España. But I think we'll find in hindsight he's lost a little bit of time today as he hits the line. 17th. concedes 3 minutes 1, which is not important. He's worried about what the boys behind are doing right now.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He'll be looking at the clock now, waiting for Valverde, Roach, Nibali and Horner to come in.
So Rodriguez is in. And here comes Valverde. Now Valverde started 2 minutes behind, and he's in the finishing zones here as he comes back into Tarazona. So this is going to be quite a beating of Rodriguez. 2 minute start gap. He's taken a good minute off him, that's for sure. And he's going to get within a couple of minutes of Cancellara, I would think, on the line as he races racing for 5th best on the day. Boy, look at his face. Hits the line 152 only. He's gained 153 on Rodriguez today.
Yeah, good ride by Valverde. He'll be happy with that. I mean, he had the mechanical problem earlier on, but it's not been too much.
Yeah, but that's a huge gain on Rodriguez. Valverde's really put himself in the frame with that ride. 5th at the moment in the overall. 3 riders left to finish now. Let's hope Nicholas Roach can finish off a brilliant day of time trialing today over a nasty little mountain. There he is down there. He also is now in the streets of Tarazona. Remember that he started 2 minutes behind Valverde. At the check, he was 20 seconds quicker than him at the first check, 1 second quicker than Valverde at the second check. Now, where is he going to sit when he comes in? We'll tell you in a minute, because we're just going out to have a look at the red jersey of Horner before we go down for the finish of Nicholas Roach. But he can't have lost that much time on the final few kilometres of the day. The last 12 kilometres have been pretty good for a time trialist. Here he comes now, digging very, very deep. Looks to me as though Valverde may have just pipped him here as he races towards the line, but it's only by seconds, and that's what matters as the race goes on. Behind Roach comes Nibali and then Horner. Heading down towards the finish now, once our cameras get down there. It's a beautiful town here in Tarazona, and here he comes. 300 meters to go, sitting on 4th at the moment, getting very close. Remember, Valverde is on 5th. It's all about time, not places. This is still a great ride by Nicholas Roach as he comes now down the back straight. 150 meters to go. He's now in 5th place. He sits alongside Valverde as if Valverde is going to beat Valverde. He hits the line 52.48, 1:48. He has beaten Valverde by 4 seconds. That is a ride.
Tremendous ride by Nicholas Roach. He's finished strongly. Was in all the time checks, well placed all the way through, and kept it consistently all the way to the line.
Well, it'll be rounded up to 1:49, a 3-second beating of Valverde, I suspect. Let's have a look. Now Roach is there in 5th and Valverde is in 6th. Now Nibali is under 1 kilometre to go. That'll take him about 1 minute and 10 seconds to get to the line at the most. And so is he going to upset the apple cart here? He was locked with Nicholas Roach in the same time at the first check, but he did pull away by more than 10 seconds at the second check. Now Roach has finished very strongly indeed with a terrific ride. Now can Nibali do a great ride and claim the red jersey? He's the most obvious challenger because he's 2nd overall in the race, but we won't know the answer to that until Chris Horner comes home. Now he's going down through the S's here, the long straight, as we race up towards the right turn to the finish. As we've lost the picture temporarily there, we'll go back out and have another look at 4 kilometres to go for Chris Horner. That's a long way back.
Exactly. I was just going to say that is a long way back.
That's a long way back. He's not going to be in red tonight. And here he comes, Nibali in 3rd best time at the moment and ahead of the other favourites. Nibali now racing for the next red jersey, who's been so far reluctant leader of this tour on occasion, but he comes up to the line now, gets the best of the best riders. He's in 4th place with that ride, 1:25 off the race lead of Fabian Cancellara, but gains 27 seconds on Valverde and 24 seconds on Nicholas Roach. Chris Horner now heading for the last round up here in the time trial, the last man on the road. The time that will pass by of 50 1:03.08 means he will have lost the red jersey, and it's gone by, Graham. So at least for the moment he's out of red. It looks like Vincenzo Nibali will now be the new leader.
Well, he did say he expected to lose the jersey even before the rest day, and that's going to happen, but still a reasonable performance.
So now we're counting time against Horner on Nibali, as we're now into the last 300 metres or so to the line. It's not a great deal, is it? It's still going to be a very close race amongst Valverde, Roche, Nibali and Horner. The big loser today, I have to say, is Purito Rodriguez. He might still be in 5th place, and he will be still in 5th place, but he'd be a more distant 5th place. Chris Horner, not a bad rider, is it? 20th place as he hits the line. 2:54 down.
Not 2:54 down on his chief rivals, of course, but on the stage winner, Fabian Cancellara, scoring another round in the shadow boxing match between himself and Tony Martin as they tune up for next month's World Championships. 37 seconds was the difference between them, with Domenico Pozzovivo between their private race and the race overall, which started with Vincenzo Nibali in 4th. He finished 23 seconds ahead of Nicolas Roche in 6th, 27 ahead of Alejandro Valverde in 7th. Ivan Basso conceded a minute 18 to Nibali. He won't have been happy about that. Chris Horner will have been more satisfied to limit his losses to a minute and 29. On a hilly course, perhaps the biggest loser was Joaquim Rodriguez. He lost time to all his main rivals, coming in a minute 36 behind Nibali, 3:01 behind the winner Fabian Cancellara.
I was focused on myself because I started early. I didn't look on Tony Martin or whatever on other riders, because on a time trial you need to focus on yourself. You have to do the best for yourself to give the best out of it. And on plus, we had a rest day yesterday, and for that sometimes I didn't know how I react on the day from yesterday, because normally after a rest day I'm not so good.
So a stage win for Fabian, although he didn't seem overly impressed with the quality of the podium bubbly, taking one sip and instantly checking the label. Chris Horner would have drunk anything handed to him at the finish, but once he'd recovered he was reasonably happy.
I'm pretty satisfied, not happy but satisfied. I thought that's about what I would lose, so I'm in with a really good shot at the jersey, and all you need is a little gap on one of the mountain stages and you can be back in the red again.
Having lost the red jersey, Horner defaulted into the mountains jersey the organisers forgot to give him the other day. Nicolas Roche was mistakenly given that, you might remember. He's in the white combination jersey as of right after today, but his aim is even higher.
Is that self-confidence that I used to have when I was younger, and that I kind of had lost. I was always there hanging on and, you know, being satisfied with 10th, 12th in the Tour and things like that. But you know, with this team, they're not satisfied with 10th, 12th in the Tour, and they're kind of pushing me to find my own limits as well. And you know, I mean, it's great to have that boost behind me, and then, you know, I have my family this year, who I told them that this year was going to be 100% for the Tour of Spain, and they kept on pushing me behind. And it's important to have a strong team and surrounding with you to help you go as deep.
Well, going deep is keeping him aloft. He's back up a place to 2nd today, 33 seconds behind the race leader Vincenzo Nibali and 13 ahead of Alejandro Valverde. He in turn is ahead of Chris Horner by hundredths of a second, the pair of them tied at 46 seconds. Joaquim Rodriguez remains 5th, but it's a much worse 5th than this morning's. He's now 2 minutes 33 down. And the gaps continue to widen the further down you go. Former red jersey Danny Moreno in 10th place is the last man in this Vuelta within 4 minutes of the leader.